Question, parents, are you telling your children the story of what God has done? Are you telling your children what God has done through the Bible stories, through your experiences with God? Are you telling the children, your children, the stories of God? You know why stories? Because children remember truths from stories more than through any other means. Yung modern education natin, masyadong abstract. Kaya nakakalimutan after na exam kung ano yung natutuhan. Naalala pag may exam, ma-review eh. After exam, hindi na maalala lahat. Masyadong abstract eh. Pero lagyan mo sa story, hindi niya makakalimutan hanggang kamatayan. Story is a very powerful medium for teaching because you leave a lasting impression in the hearts and minds of the children. So let me tell you, are you telling the stories of God to your children? If you don't, I won't be surprised if one day sasakit ang ulo niyo sa mga anak niyo because they do not know the Lord nor what He has done. Enough for them to elicit worship of God. For them to see that this God is worth all my loyalty and obedience. Because He is such a great God. And a God who has shown so much love. Kaya marami sa atin dito insecure eh. Because you don't know God and what He has done. Your worship of God will only be determined by your knowledge of God. Shallow knowledge of God leads to shallow worship. Superficial knowledge of God leads to superficial worship. It just pour emotions, goosebumps, but never real worship. Worship is more than just feeling goosebumps or singing a very nice song. That is just an expression, but not worship itself. Because you can sing a worship song without worshiping God. It's just a song. Worship is an attitude of the heart that stands in awe of God. Whether with song or without a song, your heart is just captured by the greatness of your God, and you want to bow to Him and pledge loyalty to this awesome God. That is worship. Even without songs, even without instruments. It's about the attitude of your heart towards God. That is true worship. And you will want to obey Him. That is true worship. That's why if your children do not know how to worship God, you will have a lot of headaches when they become teenagers. Because just like that generation, they did not know God or what He has done for them. That's why they started to do evil. I won't be surprised if your teenagers, when the children grow up to be teenagers, that they will forsake the Lord. I won't be surprised because you have not told them the story. They don't know God enough to worship Him and to honor Him and to show obedience to God. Because they don't know God at all. Because you never told them who God is. You never tell them the stories of God. Amen? Remember this, a lasting ministry runs through many generations. A lasting ministry does not end with one generation. It goes through the generations. Amen?